drop if I was them. Forget playing out lies. I don't even know golf.
Oh, Kongwu, nice move, can't finish. For the Hawks, the type of players they have and the character of their players, they will come out and fight here as Brunson lays it up and in. As we send it over to Lisa.
Yeah, Mike, C.J. McCollum just came out of the locker room and looked at me and said, hey, I did not see it going down like this tonight. None of us did. I did talk to Hawks assistant Mike Bray and asked what the locker room was like, and he said it's hard. He said guys are obviously disappointed. Hawks have had since the All-Star break. He said, and I asked him if it was okay for us to share this, Mike, and he said yes. He said the Knicks kind of started to take away their spirit in Game 4 with their defensive adjustments. He said when we can't run, we just haven't been able to be effective. But the message in the locker room was, hey, we're in this together. We win together, we lose together. Let's take this butt whooping like men, he said. No getting into it with the Knicks or the officials. Let's just finish this half and move on. Mike?
Excellent report, Lisa. Thank you. And not an easy thing to discuss is Bridges, and they just keep pouring it on. Bridges now, he's got 24 points. Open up here with a 10-0 run, and it's now a 57-point lead. Risa Shea starting here in the
20 for 24. They both brought out the belts. It was like when your mom gets home and when your dad gets home. You're going to be in trouble.
You wonder if there was going to be a let-up, and Bridges makes 3 shots in 60 seconds coming out of the locker room.
Anunoby and a nice feed from Karl Anthony Towns. You know, and Lisa brought up a point that teams, every once in a while, teams just have a night where you have nothing. Now, this is an extreme of that. And a big part of it is you're facing a team that is playing near perfect basketball. But it's just so unfortunate for the Hawks because of the type of season they've had, the way they turned it around and become an excellent team, one of the best teams in the East, certainly in the second half of the season. And to have, you know, the season possibly end with the taste in your mouth is so unpleasant for them.
Tough to watch for them. They were 26-11 down the stretch of
big teams like Detroit, where they were manhandled, but every time they had one of those stretches, they responded with some of the best basketball Knicks fans have seen in a long time. Great team basketball. They just weren't as consistent during the regular season as certainly Mike Brown wanted them to be. But they have now, this is the 3rd straight game where they have played just spectacular team basketball. Josh Hart feeling it. He knocks down a 3. All 5 starters in double figures. They have 99 points, and there's still 21 minutes to go. McCollum lays it up and in. Probably only be a short time here that the starters will play here in the 3rd, and then Mike Brown will put the subs in and maybe let them play for a whole 4th quarter, depending on how it goes. Risa Shea just holding on.
This has been a struggle to this point, so that's going to benefit the Knicks going forward potentially.
Josh Hart thought about it. Shot clock winding down. Hart makes his move, kicks it out. Brunson, corner 3 is up. Towns the rebound, can't get it, puts it back up and in. You know, you bring up a good point, Tim, and Clyde Frazier, who I've worked with for many, many years on broadcast, as Jalen Johnson lines that one up, knocks it down.
It is, and the confidence, especially in a playoff series, it can go up and down. That's where you need your teammates to pick you up. You have to have self-esteem. That means you have to believe in yourself. But when you're playing against other professionals and you just feel like nothing's flowing, 100% you can lose confidence.
Great footwork again from Jalen.
He just got his first field goal. He's 1 for 4. But for him to hit his first field goal and for this to be a 60-point game.
If I told you before the game that Karl Anthony Towns would have his first field goal at the start of the 3rd quarter and they'd be up 60, you would have said that's unlikely.
Unlike that would have been my words. I would have said something that's not safe for TV.
Meanwhile, that was a beautiful orchestrated play that time from the Hawks. But it's incredible how a series can change with just one game. Hawks were feeling so confident as Johnson knocks that one down. So
curious to see how long Mike Brown does go with his starters. I don't think he's playing this out all the way to the end of this quarter.
Anunoby wants the ball. Josh Hart going to shoot the ball off the side of the rim. Risa Shea lays it up and in. Jalen Johnson's come out here. If you want to dive deeper into this or any NBA playoff topic, ask AI Mode in Google search. Let's Google search how to broadcast an NBA blowout.
Well, luckily, Mike, we got Tim here that's willing to break down this last quarter and a half at an elite level.
Safe to say that Telestrator's put away.
Yes.
Yes. Oh. Johnson pulls up, jump shot. And again, that's the thought I had, guys, going to the break about. He's setting a tone here. He gets it, obviously. He's a great player. But showing his teammates, yeah, we're getting waxed here, but we're going to still play hard. That's what you need from your main guy.
Oh, this is all about pride. This is all about pride. This is less about the name on the front of the jersey as it is the name on the back of the jersey.
Brunson looking, fires a pass. Anunoby drives and draws the.
Anunoby and Bridges check out of the game with a combined 53 points on 21 for 25 from the field.
Here's Kuminga. Back out, Buddy Hield flips it up off the glass. Well, Buddy Hield throughout his career, that's one thing he can certainly do. He can flat out score. Acquired from Golden State earlier this season. Josh Hart. And that ends an 11-0 run by the Hawks. Nothing, I get nothing.
I just, you know.
Oh, what a pass. Beautiful advanced pass. And Clarkson lays it up and in. Karl Anthony Towns, his playmaking has been so good. He's got 8 assists again. Already has a triple-double in this series. Towns whips a pass to Clarkson. Clarkson again.
Their words cannot express what we are seeing. You do feel for the Atlanta fans. You feel this team is better than this performance. And I think that's the part as Buddy Hield knocks down a 3. They have played such elite basketball the last 2 or 3 months of the season. They've played an outstanding series up until this point. But there's just not much. And how much more is Mike Brown going to allow his guys to get these reps? They've got bigger fish to fry than this second half.
That pass from Karl Anthony Towns gives him his second triple-double of the series, his first 2 playoff triple-doubles. Kuminga. And McBride the rebound. Well, fortunately for everybody involved, there has not been a lot of fouls here to stop the clock here this third quarter.
They should go running clock.
McBride can't hit.
Your broadcast partner Mike Breen was saying earlier he's done a lot of playoff games. He's never seen a first half, a game dominated by a team like this. Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, Mike and I have worked together like 30 years. And we never saw a game. I was in a game like this once in Portland where we lost maybe by 50 points, but that was a regular season game.
When you're a player in a game like this, on the winning side or the losing side, what are you feeling? Say you're getting beat.
That was the pivotal game. So the Knicks have used their experience and their talent, and they've taken control of the series.
What has made the Knicks look just so dominant tonight?
Well, they've gotten better. Cat, they're starting going through Cat and not relying on Brunson so much. And OG has been magnificent. I mean, he's really taken over. And Bridges is also playing well tonight. But their defense has been riveting. The Hawks have not been able to get uncontested shots.
Yeah, and you touched on it. Their coaches actually said that it was in Game 4. The defensive adjustments that the Knicks made in Game 4 really kind of took the spirit away from this Hawks team. Just what did you see?
They're lacking leadership. You know, the first 3 games, it was CJ. He was stepping up. And then after that, CJ hasn't been on target, you know, so they've been struggling with finding leadership. And what has happened with the Knicks, Brunson has stepped up, Cat has stepped up, OG has stepped up, so they've got all these players playing well now.
If you were part of this team, what would you say to this Hawks team when you see them in the locker room?
Where the Hawks are this year, lacking that experience. So next year we can match up well with them. The Knicks have to deny them in transition. And right now, the way they're playing, I think they can do it. Whereas Embiid always gives us trouble. And obviously the guards that the Sixers have.
Knicks way back in 1973.
Did you call that series, Mike?
I was just a young lad.
25.
Kangwu cannot get it to go. Tyler Kolek, Jeremy Sohan, Ariel Hukporti, and Mo Diawara in the game. Kispert, Johnson, Okongwu, McCollum, and Kuminga. So it's interesting in this situation for Quinn Snyder, and there's a lot of reasons why coaches do things. Kuminga gets inside. The Knicks have emptied their belly, ends in the worst possible way. But it really was a terrific season for these Hawks.
It was, and they do deserve an ovation. The way they rallied the second half of the season, the defense, picking up Kuminga, making major trades. Trae Young had been the face of this franchise since he was drafted. So for them to make the changes that they did, to perform the way they did at the end of the season, these guys do deserve an applause.
Yeah, RJ, what you said is important. They didn't just change personnel. They changed the face of their franchise and their entire identity since Trae Young came to Atlanta. That's a lot to process. All
players, and most of them under contract.
And I feel like, look, I think CJ McCollum, I won't say he raised his value. I think he was just put on a main stage and did what CJ normally does in these moments. He is definitely a person that the Atlanta Hawks have prioritized, in my opinion, on bringing back. The veteran leadership, the passing, just a calming presence.
Shamet, Diawara. That one in and out. Keaton Wallace, the older brother of Cason Wallace. Kispert connects on the three-pointer. So now one at a time, Quinn Snyder taking out his starters. Mike Brown has done that already. Still 8.5 minutes to go. Sohan, nice move. Sohan, Knicks picked up after the Spurs let him go. Mike Brown has loved his defensive prowess. Could get some spot duty, not in the rotation now. Diawara is the interesting player for this team. The rookie from France. Shamet knocks it down.
That's a connection right there. Diawara to Shamet. Both guys that played very well for the Knicks this year. And Shamet, guy that had such an outstanding season, and then an injury changed things up for him at the end of the year, and the return of Miles McBride.
Risacher puts that one in. And Risacher still a project for them. The #1 overall pick in 2024, has not played a lot in this series, but he just turned 21 years old this month. Had a solid rookie season. Not played as much this season as Hukporti gets it inside. And a 3-second violation call on Hukporti. Wallace picks it up. Hakeem Dadie's come on for the first time, so the extended minutes for the bench in a blowout game. So now the question for the Knicks, who will they play in the second round? Philadelphia and Boston playing right now in a game 6. Dadier, another Frenchman, smooth looking jumper right there. Well, this, as we said earlier in the first half, this series a perfect example on how you can never overreact.
It was great.
It was a good time. They had, of course, as you know,
just working with Ernie. Ernie's an absolute legend. Me and Kenny got into an argument about North Carolina trying to steal our Arizona coach. So that was the fun part that I had with Kenny.
Diawara, Shamet, Kolek, Sohan, and Dadier in there right now. Wallace guarding Shamet. Risacher had it poked away. So what have you guys have seen from Risacher? Obviously, didn't play as much this year. We talked
as a shooter at the time, playing off of Trae Young. They've gone in a different direction now, but he's got to really tighten up his handle, and he's got to get a lot stronger. But he's just 21, but I think his confidence waned as the season wore on and they went a different direction as we got closer to the playoffs.
And it also it can help development mentally, but when you bring in C.J. McCollum, when you bring in Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who had the year he had, all of a sudden you're trying to win.
Kispert on the drive, Kolek guarding him. Tony Bradley lost out of bounds to go the other way. So of all the impressive things that went on for the Knicks tonight, what sticks out for you?
I think for me, it was the intensity defensively that they started this game with. I mean, the shot making was incredible, but for me, none of that is possible if they're taking the ball out of the net. They were able to get stop after stop. And really, I just really took the heart and soul away from the Atlanta Hawks with their inability to get open.
The Knicks defense set the tone.
Pressure him, he gets to that hard right-hand drive. So the way that,
including tonight, you know, not as many quick early threes. They understood they had a physical advantage in this series against Atlanta, and they took advantage of it.
Wallace brothers both can get after it defensively. Basin kind of became a rotation player right away. Keaton has had to work hard. He got his contract moved to a standard contract this year after being a two-way deal. On the drive is Diawara. McCourty can't get it, but did get hit. So free throws made the conference finals. High expectation. As Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and Shaq we'll discuss this one. We'll discuss the second game. And moving forward, final few days of the first round. The playoffs so far. Between the play-in and then the opening round series, there's been a lot of surprises. Nice shot there from Wallace.
Well, the Knicks coming into the year had championship aspirations. You know, it looked like the top of the Eastern Conference was there for them. There was a path. And if you want to put something on tape to make your case that you're a championship team, we just watched it of how well they played in this game. You know, real statement on
this is what they're going to need moving forward. Again, for Atlanta, you're looking forward to next season and building on it. For the Knicks, you're going to take this into another series where, to me, you want this momentum. Guys playing well. Mikal Bridges, his confidence looks back to his normal self, being aggressive. The way they're playing with Karl Anthony Towns and threw him on the elbow. The amount of assists that he's garnered.
The frequent cry after that conference finals appearance last year against Indiana. As
a ton of playoff experience amongst their veteran group. So it's going to be certainly a different type of challenge than taking on, you know, a younger Hawks team without going through this before.
As we're now under 3 minutes remaining, we're anticipating what was going to be a fun, thrilling game. Turned out this is the most points the Knicks have ever scored in a playoff game. They're shooting 60%. But as we said, the whistle away from the ball. Nope, going to be